Hey folks, this is Johnny and welcome to the Home Studio Trainer Show, and I am a little bit behind on videos. Today is actually Thursday and this is the video for Monday, so I'll catch up at some point. Anyway, I thought this was a real important one because I got a call from a client that I'm actually training, and he was having trouble with this option here. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at transforming audio with a multi-instrument VST. Something like Sample Tank is what I'm using here. I actually got the free version of Sample Tank. Wait till you hear this thing. It's actually quite good. And I just put a little song together just for this demonstration. And so that's what we're going to show. But before we actually get going, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like what you see here. If you really like it, you want to support me, become a member. There are 3 super affordable packages that you can choose from, and I would really appreciate the help if you can do it. If not, the like and subscribe and the notification bell are good enough. So there we go. Let's go to the classroom here. All right. So what we have here is a multi-timbral song. What is multi-timbral? A lot of people don't know what this is. So I am using a single instrument. Just one VST plugin, but this particular plugin has multiple instruments that I can insert. Let me try that again. There we go. Boink. There it is. So here are all of the instruments that I'm using here. I've got a stage kit, and I've got a P bass. And then I've got a piano, I got a string section. Actually, it's a steel string acoustic. I also have a string section. And then I have an organ with the, what do you call it? I'm missing the name. It's a classic organ. I'll play it for you in a second here. Let's see if I can do. Okay, that's the bass. Let's look at the organ here. There we go. Yeah, with the tone wheel. I always forget what it's called. All right, so let's go back here. When we have, what do we have here? Oh, it's my synth. That's my little solo. Wait till you hear this lame solo. It's actually kind of funny. The kit, on the other hand, is quite good. It's got some really, really good sounds and so on and so forth. I don't need to audition every single sound, but here is the song that I put together, and I want you to keep an eye on. Let's see if I can do this here. Ready? I want you to keep an eye on the CPU when I hit play. Watch this. And then it just loops. So you can see that on my little Mac Mini, it's an M1 with only 8 gig of RAM. So this thing is working kind of hard. So what we want to do is we want to make it easier on the CPU to actually play this song. Now, I'm not getting any kind of clipping. The M1 is flipping fantastic with only 8 gig of RAM. Someday I'll be able to upgrade, to a different, maybe even another Mac Mini with a little bit more RAM. But this one's got me good for now. All right, so if you look here, I am pulling, let me do this one more time here. I'm actually pulling about 40% CPU just sitting idle. And when it's actually playing, goes up to about 60. All right. So what we want to do is we want to actually render out a few of these instruments and see if we can get these to drop. Now, the song is really short, so I definitely didn't want to make it too long and make this process longer. I will edit it down if it gets too long on the rendering process or the transform process. And you can see here I got 8 tracks, all with data on them. If I double click on one, you can actually see I have all of the different MIDI tracks all the way going down just like that. So I've got some really decent performances with a lot of automation on the different performances. It's so funny because this song is actually a song that my friend Neil and I did back in, I think, 1987. I've got it recorded somewhere, and he plays the guitar, and I just play the bass on the keyboard. So it's actually quite kind of reminiscent for myself here. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to close the mixer, or I'm sorry, I'm going to close the editor and the mixer. And boom, that's the browser. There we go. All right, let's move this back over here. So what we want to do is we want to render these out or transform to audio. And I can do it even though it is a single VST plugin. It will still render out whatever is available one at a time. So here are all the different tracks. This is where I did the actual mix. I didn't mix it in Studio One. I mixed it in the plugin. So that's kind of neat. It lets me actually do a pretty decent mix. I've got plugins on this thing, and yes, this is just the free version of this. Just the free version. So imagine if I actually updated the tone banks and stuff like this. But this has everything that I need right now, especially for this demonstration. That's Sample Tank 4. Just go to IK Multimedia. I don't get paid for this, but go to IK Multimedia and just go to the free area, and they have a really big selection of stuff that you can download for free. That does not expire. All you have to do is get the download manager. That's it. All right. Let us transform. So let me open this up a little bit here. See if this is going to let me get in here. Watch this. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put away the CPU for right now. So just remember that it idles at about 40 and it plays at about 60. All right. So let's see. Let's do one of the most complex things here. Not that anything here is really complex. Excuse me. All right, so let's choose the drums. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say transform to audio. And some of you might be out there saying, yeah, I've seen a dozen videos on this. Well, I don't think anybody has actually pointed out a multi-instrument VST and what some of the things to look for if you're using one. So now, once I did transform to audio, you will notice that something is missing or something is grayed out. And it is the remove instrument. Usually you can transform a track that has a single instrument on it. And what this is going to do is it's going to gray this out because you are using other instruments from that plugin. So you can't accidentally render one and then you have nothing. Okay? So Studio One is smart enough to know that you're using a multi-timbral or a multi-instrument VST plugin, and it's only going to render the one track. So let's go ahead. This might take a couple of seconds here. I'm going to click OK. We're going to leave the auto tail for any symbols that happen at the end, and we're going to render whatever inserts we have. And I actually don't think we have any in there. But the most important thing is to preserve the instrument track so that you can go back at any time. So let's do this. Let's click OK, and it's running through the drum track right now, running through the performance. There you go. So now the cool part about this is not only do you see the audio part of the track, you can see the embedded MIDI. This is really kind of nice because even after rendering, I could take out this MIDI. All I would have to do is click and drag it to an empty track and then insert a new instrument, and I can have a dual drum kit if I wanted to. Pan one on the left, another one on the right, one with maybe some hip-hop drum kit sounds layered on top of this, and I would have full control over that as a separate instrument, which is quite cool. So now, what does it sound like? Let's see if it renders true to what we heard as a MIDI track. go. I had all the tracks. So you can actually see with all the tracks highlighted, I couldn't actually solo the drum track. So if you do it like this, if you accidentally have them selected and you solo one, you're going to solo them all. So make sure you click on the newly rendered track just to be able to test it. So that's it. So let's see what our CPU says. See if it's any different. Not too much different. All right, so let's see here. So I need to render more tracks, don't I? I could render them all. So let's go ahead and take the piano track. See if we can drop the CPU down anymore. I'm going to go transform to audio track. Same deal. And there it goes. So let's see what we got here. There we go. See, we're not making too much difference here on the CPU, I don't think. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Okay. So then we're going to do this. And I think a lot of it is because we are still, the instrument is still open and it is still running. So let's see. I'm going to move the two audio tracks up. I'm probably going to be sorry for doing this, but we're going to see what happens. I am going to select them all. I am going to right click. And I am going to say transformed audio track. Oh, there we go. And since I've selected them all, it will remove the instrument. So you remember, while the song was playing, it was at roughly, or while the song was idle, it was at about 40 to 45%. When it was playing, it jumped up to 60, and in a couple of cases, over 60%. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and remove the instrument. We're going to say boom. All right, so now it's going to do each track. So what I should probably do is speed up time a little bit. All right, so we're on the last track. If you guys could, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button, subscribe, and enable the little bell so that you know when these shows are going to show up. Also, become a member. There are 3 super affordable packages available, so go ahead and give that a shot. So here we are back. You guys can see it's rendering, and poof. All right, we are done. So now everything is audio tracks, and I believe it has closed the instrument, and it has. So now let's see what the CPU is. This is probably an obvious question. You don't even see any CPU lights here. All right, there we go. It's nothing. So let's hopefully it plays. Ready? Wow, what a difference. All right, there you go. That's the big difference between transformed audio and running everything in MIDI. Now, most of you, I think, or I should say many of you, have faster machines than what I have here. I have a Mac Mini M1 2020. It's got 8 gig of RAM, so that was a huge difference. So very cool. I really like the way that this turned out. Hopefully you guys like the song too. What do you think? Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section if you like the song, and maybe you might want the tracks to it. I don't know what you could do with it. It is free for anybody who wants to take a chance on it. I would have to send you the rendered tracks, unless, of course, you have the Dang it, I keep hitting the microphone. Unless, of course, you do have the sample tank free version. Or I think even if you have the full version, it'll work. So let me know what you guys think. That is going to actually take care of this video. Let's go back to the main screen here. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. It is really important, especially for those of us with not so lightning fast machines that are using a lot of VST instruments. This was only 8 instruments in a single VST plugin. But the cool thing is that you can render the tracks individually, or you can do the whole shebang in one shot. Takes a little bit of time, I know, but you actually get the same exact quality as what you were listening to when it was a VST instrument, and I think that's really important to understand. A lot of people say, I hear a difference when it transforms. What is this? There are going to be some things that transform a little bit differently, and every VST instrument is different. I haven't had that problem with any of the Persona's native plugins, but I have had that problem with native instruments, just as far as like a synth patch or an organ patch. Sometimes the things don't render and you got to do it a couple of times to get it, or print it in real time, which is another way to do it. And I'll do another video on that one too, and printing in real time. All right, folks, that's going to be it for me. This video was for, I believe I said Monday? Yeah, Monday, July 10th. I got some catching up to do because today is actually Thursday. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have everything caught up and we'll go from there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.